What's up guys? Today in this tutorial I'm going to tell you how to read and write data on Android using Firebase, and I recommend you that if you haven't watched my previous video then go and check it out, because in previous video I'm going to tell you that how I have connected Firebase using tools and then Firebase, and then here I have done first two steps for that. For real-time database, get started with real-time, and I have done like connect your app to Firebase and add the real-time database to your app. The next step is how to write the data to like your database. For this, there is some sample code from here, and I'm going to copy and paste it. But first of all, we have to design the layout. Okay. For this, I'm going to take one button from which we are going to write the data on database. For this, let me first select some good background. As you know that it is give very good look to our app. And if you don't know how to add background, then I recommend you watching my video. I'm going to use this background, and then from palette I'm just going to drag and drop one button, because I need one button so that from which I can click and insert that on Firebase. Okay, I'm gonna paste drag it here. Okay, and I'm gonna give it name insert data, and maybe I'm going to change the color as well, because to give it more look. For that I'm going to use background tint, and then let me select it from here, and I'm going to give it yellow. Okay, yes, and then text color will be black. Yeah, make it a little bit bold. Text size I'm going to give it 20 sp. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so I'm going to constrain it so that it will be on its place. Yeah, okay, now it's done. Yes, so our design is ready, and now I'm going to give it an on click method. Yeah, on click, and we use camel case for methods, we know. Okay, so now it is highlighting so that we have to create method in main activity. Yes. Okay, so now in order to write data, I'm going to copy this code from here, and I also recommend you reading this documentation if you don't know about that. Read and write data on Android from real-time database, from docs. Okay, from build, and then on Android, read and write data. First, to write the data, this is the basic instructions for writing data for Java Android. Okay, so I'm going to first write the data using that code I just copied. So I'm just going to copy that code from here, assistant, this one, to write to your database. This code I'm going to copy that like Firebase database, and then I'm going to copy and paste it in my project here. See, I have just pasted that, and then I'm going to set the value to message hello, and now I'm going to run that in my mobile, which I've just connected with USB Samsung. Okay, and I'm going to show you from here, and I'm going to click on that insert data and see that whether it is going to insert C message hello. This is how the data is written. But if you want to add the child attribute also here, so for this simply we have to write one line of code more. For this we have to write like my reference dot child, and then child of this hello, and dot and another child, and set it, for example, name, and the value of this name will be setting the value as Alina. And then again I'm going to run that and see changes here. Okay, see, I'm gonna insert data here, click here and see the changes. in database. See, now the message hello and hello has name Alina. See, this is how you're going to add childs to it, and the attribute of this is Alina. This is how you're going to write data on Android using Firebase. And then how to read. For read, I'm going to copy that part from the documentation. First, let me make it uh, comment it out, this portion of data. Okay, now from we did the write data on Android. Now read. For reading, I'm just gonna copy that portion and then paste it here. Okay, for this I'm using my reference, and then user path is hello, and child other name is name. I have already imported all this like get exception and classes here. All these classes I have already imported on complete listener task. You need to press alt plus enter for this if you have to import these classes. Okay, so I have already imported, that's why it's not showing any error, but you need to press alt and enter to import these classes. Okay, now let me run it again to see that whether it is reading my name or not from Firebase. Okay, it must read from Firebase. For this, let me open my app. See, this is my app, and I'm gonna click on insert data, and then from it must read from here. Why is taking so much long? Okay, now I'm going to click on insert data, and then it will read data from Firebase. Now I'm going to run app to insert the data, and it must read the data from Firebase. Okay, see, now this is the data it is reading from Firebase Alina. Every time I click on this button, it will gonna show me the name. See, next time I click it, it will gonna show me every time this name, and it's reading from database Firebase. So this is how you read and write on data on Firebase. And if you like my video, kindly share and subscribe it. Until then,